Hey guys, today I want to talk to you a little bit about my biggest red flag when it comes to having a marketer working for your company. So the biggest red flag, as far as I'm concerned, is if the marketer has a primary focus on reach, right? Whenever they talk to you in your emails, whenever they talk to you over the phone, they're always talking about how well your reach is, like how it's going, how you're getting loads of people seeing your posts and things like that. Reach is not relevant without result, okay? Now, a marketer has got numerous tools to track people. We know that we know their ASL. We know where we know where they sleep at night. We know what anime they watched when they were 14 years old. We know everything. We are horrifying creatures. And if someone is just focusing on reach and getting posts out there, that's pretty much irrelevant if they've got no way of proving that they're actually getting results for your company. And results tracking can be annoying, and going through that with a marketer is the most boring thing in the world. However, it is worth doing with your marketers. But let's break this down. A while back I did a post. I did it for Middleton's because they offered us a free meal, and I also did a review for them which did really well. But that, all of that aside, so we've got our Middleton's post that we did on Facebook. That's 750,000 views, or 768 I think it was. That's like 750,000 views in terms of reach. Now, it had a couple of thousand likes, loves, all that sort of stuff. There were a lot of people tagging each other, which is really good, and there were quite a lot of sign-ups that we got for this. So a large number of people actually signed up to this thing that we ran with Middleton's. Now, that was positive, and that was great, but the reach wasn't really relevant. What was relevant was the likes, were the people that came on board, and they were like talking to each other and tagging each other and saying, hey, this food looks lovely. I mean, I went down to that restaurant and I took loads of pictures of their food, and it's like they were tremendous people to work with. They were really lovely people. And so we took the pictures, we got a good post up, and a large number of people were interested, but the reach wasn't relevant. The result was relevant, because they had a huge amount of people coming into the restaurant, much more than normal, over a long period of time. It was great for business, and it was overall a successful campaign. Now, we got a load of sign-ups as well that we could send people offers and things like that to, because the main thing we like to do is help local restaurants, but the thing is, we were getting people going into the restaurant. That is a positive result. We had huge amounts of people who became interested in the restaurant. Their Facebook page got lots of likes. Our Facebook page got lots of likes. That is a successful campaign. The reach is irrelevant. Okay. Yes, more people seeing it, that is a good thing. However, if those people aren't interested, it's meaningless. Because the people who were interested are the people who basically took part. But when it comes down to it, if you've got a marketer that is just sitting there and telling you over and over and over again, I've got 2,000 people this month looking at our stuff, I've got 4,000 people looking at our stuff, you've got to think to yourself, well, how many people signed up for my product? How many people do you know came in? All of these different things, you need to question, you need to look at the metrics and say, okay, you got 2,000 people, you got 14 people who like this post, you got a couple of people, like 5 people who like this one, you got 2 shares here, you got a couple of comments here. That's still a good job, right? It is hard to be a marketer on Facebook, but a lot of people like to focus on the big numbers, and focusing on the big numbers whilst ignoring the numbers that actually matter is a very big problem. And the reason that that's a big problem is because if they're looking in the wrong place, they're not looking at the right places they need to look to make sure that your business can succeed, to increase the number of responses that are positive, to sell more of your product and to get your product out there better. Because the thing is, they are focusing on the wrong metric. Yeah, reach is great, but tell me how the reach is benefiting these other things. Are we getting better views? Are we getting better quality of people coming on board? The thing is, it's like it's the same with SEO. SEO is my main sort of side hustle at the moment. I love it because it's boring, and so am I. But when it comes down to it, I had a company and they were getting, say, between 14 and 120, I think it was, people going on their website every month. Now it's at like 1,300. And instead of those people coming in from China, India and Russia, etc., I've got it down to about 95% from the UK in their area. That's a big difference because they're going to be selling product now. They're going to be getting responses. They're going to be being found for the things. And their website was there for a long time. It just hadn't been properly optimized. It needed a little bit of TLC. And the thing is, if I'm just looking at numbers, it doesn't matter. Let's say you've got a local restaurant website, about 99% of the people who are looking at it are from like Algeria, or they're from Australia, or from the United States. These are not your visitors. They're not coming in. They're not buying your product. They're not eating your food. So reach is not important. Okay, but if you turn it round, you do a little bit of digging, you cut it down to how many people are in a specific area that are interested, yeah, focus on increasing that in the right area. But if I just look at the number on its own, that's a problem. Let's say I've got 2,000 people on a website, but only 50,000 people. This is not going to be with my websites, god damn it. But 50 people in the local area are going on your website. Those 50 people are your reach. The rest of it's irrelevant. So you've got to say, well, I didn't have 2,000, 1,500 or whatever people go on the website. I had 50 people from this area go on the website. So you've got to think, well, how can I increase that? And basically track things so that I can make sure that people who are going on the website are genuinely interested. Because they might be going on a website for the wrong reason, It's like, how long do they normally stay on the website? Is it just a quick visit? Do they spend a certain amount of time on the page? What are their sessions like? The thing is, you've got to look at the quality of your traffic. You've got to understand that. And if your marketer can't sit there to you and most of them will, and even bullshit you and say, well, I can explain everything. I can go into all of this detail. And then they go into like double Dutch and we start using all of this terminology, things that you've never heard of, talk about how different programs work that sound like an Excel spreadsheet. And it's like, if someone can sit down and they can at least bullshit you, and say to you, well, we've got these reasons and we do things in this way, that at least is positive because at least they know something about what they're talking about. But majority of the time, when it comes to marketers, if they only have that small focus and that is reach, you're better off doing it on your own. How will I get my reach back, you might ask? Simple. Make post on your Facebook page, right? You make the post, you join loads of local buy and sell groups, you take the post, you share the post to every single one of those groups with a little message being really friendly. Wow, you got your reach back. You didn't need a marketer for that. That is how you get reach without a marketer. Oh, God, the pain. It's like, you don't need to pay for Facebook ads to get more, because all Facebook ads does is give you reach. If you don't target them, and if you're putting all your time and energy into targeting things, the thing is, Facebook targeting isn't even that effective anymore because people have been on Facebook too long, they've got too many, and it's like, let's say they scroll down, and it's like, I scroll down occasionally, and occasionally like a Family Guy video pops up, and it auto plays, and then it tells Facebook, oh, I like Family Guy, or I like this, I like that. Well, I don't like Family Guy, I don't like American Dad. Facebook doesn't know what I like. Most of these companies don't know what I like, It's like, they don't know that when I was younger, I cried when Elle died in Death Note. They don't know how I feel as a human being, They just don't. They don't care about me. They just care about their interpretation of me. And if their interpretation of me is so wrong, I never see stuff for science fiction or anime. Well, I rarely do. come up on my Facebook, and it's listening to me right now. It's listening to me. It knows that I like this stuff. I'm talking about it all the time on Discord, and it's recording my little microphone. You know, I talk about it in messages. It doesn't know what I like. You know, I've not seen a single post for Full Metal Alchemist, and there's enough groups out there. You know, so it's like, if you can't target and you can't target well with Facebook marketing, you don't need to do that. If you just want that reach and you want it back, very, very simple. Make the post, share the post. Very simple. And, you know, share it with your friends as well. Maybe some of your friends will want to get involved with your business or tell their friends, you know, hey, there's this guy, he runs his own Warhammer shop. Cool. It's like, check out his orcs. They're so red. You know, not the actual orcs, because orcs are green, but they're wearing red because they want to go faster, you know, or they want to go red because they want more DACA. Oh my god, I'm such a geek. But anyway, the thing is, when it comes down to when it comes down to all of these different things, you just got to think to yourself, well, if my marketer's not focused on the right things, or if they can't even explain why they're talking about certain metrics, there's a problem. Anyway, I've ranted. This has been a rant video. Oh my god. The thing is, marketers grind my gears, because it's like, some of them even approach my customers and they say, oh, they say they can get me more reach. It's like, yeah, they might be able to get you more reach, but can they get you as many interactions? Can they get you this? Can they get you that? Can they track this? Can they track that? You know, I can stalk my prey down to, you know, I know what they had for dinner last night, you know. It's like, I know who their secret girlfriend was, you know, got private investigators after them and all. It's like personal assassins to go and take out the competition. You know, it's like, how good is your marketer? So it's like, when it comes down to it, yes, it's like, I've got secret contacts with the FBI. I actually do have contacts with the FBI. But, you know, when it comes down to this, it's like, how much does your marketer know? And if they're only focused on that one metric, red flag, get rid of them. Anyway, rant over. You have a lovely day. Bye.